sieges normally?
So either it's naturally occurring. So what would happen is you place down a totem. Once your totem gets to a certain tech level, there's a minimum tech level it needs before a natural siege can occur. So I think it's like 800, and then there's also it's also time gated, so you won't get a naturally occurring siege on your base if your totem is, I think it's like 72 hours, is not at least 72 hours old. But you're also able to manually trigger the sieges. So if you go up to your totem and you have your totem meets the requirements of the siege, there's a button underneath it, and if you press it, that's what'll trigger the siege.
If you can,
so right now,
can you add me to the totem so I can get in?
Yep. So I just triggered it right now. So in a few seconds, we'll start to see them come over to our base.
All right.
Oh. And I instantly got attacked by that. Now I gotta find my body. I was mentioning before, the difficulty of our siege is like a maximum right now because we're building in iron.
So the red beams is where they're spawning at?
Yep, so red indicates the spawns.
Health bar is bottom right?
So the health bar is actually to your left, so if you look in the sky or a little bit like, so if you look into an area where it has a little bit more contrast, you can see to the left of your reticle.
I'm down.
Oh, yep.
Yep.
Pull a hole in the top.
Oh, yeah.
We drove right through a tower on one side.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
So
it didn't take long.
So the ones you really want to worry about is actually the trophy collectors and the big bobs. They'll actually do the most damage. Oh. So we're definitely
Is there any way to tell health of the enemies or not?
No. Okay. So let me prepare a bit.
A lot of them, holy shit.
Yeah, you're right. That difficulty was way too high.
Yeah, it was brutal.
Yeah.
It blew right through the tower. I was on the top of it.
Okay. Do your attachments have their durability as well?
Yeah, and they die. Your attachments die fast.
Yep, we're still... So weapon damage in general, as well as player movement, mutant damage, as well as mutant stats as well as being adjusted. So a lot of what you're seeing right now is going to be addressed in the next patch. So we're going to be getting feedback on how things feel very soon. So how a lot of the player movement feels in general right now has been like a work in progress. Let me see. So while that's going on there, what I want to do is...
Do sieges drop rewards?
So currently they don't right now, but we're implementing that system so that they do. So what I did right there is I canceled the siege by removing the totem. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to repair the base quite a bit. I'm going to try a different difficulty setting. That way it's not as as crazy, it's not as brutal, but yeah. We're still getting some feedback on like how the different levels of sieges are going to be implemented. So once we have that I think within the same patch is when you'll actually have rewards. You won't get them during the siege, you'll get them after completion.
Somebody needs to use some antibiotics.
Yeah,
that
that's
might-
me. Just
That might
trying to
even
fight
be
it.
me, actually. Here, if you come to me. Where are you, Marco?
I found some in a box.
Okay, perfect.
Do we happen to have a spare scar in one of these boxes?
We did on the roof, but I'm gonna get you guys some.
One up there.
Alright, so in a second you guys won't be able to build. I'm gonna add you all back onto the totem. Okay, here we go.
In the meantime, we can burn bodies. Unless you're gonna just auto-clear them.
No, if you guys want to burn them real quick, let me get this set up.
Question for you, Brandon. Is there a problem with the wet level not dropping? So I've noticed on here it hasn't dropped at all.
Give me 1 second. Let me just clear the. I'm gonna clear the weather, guys. That'll just be real quick. Repeat that, Speedy.
When you're soaking wet, that level hasn't dropped at all. I've noticed that hasn't dropped ever since I've been on production.
Yeah, no, that's hasn't been completely implemented yet. So that's going to be implemented. Samson, can you move real quick? You there, Rob?
What'd you say?
Could you move your? So if you hold tab and move your character, just like a few feet. I think you're.
I'll scuttle off into
Yeah.
the woods.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think Landgig, you probably played around the same time as Marco did. I think last. I don't know if you've gotten a chance to mess around or care much about the building system, but if you want a construction tool and upgrade tool real quick, I can drop you one. Oops.
I don't normally do much building, but I do understand it's like you place the piece and then it's like you use the construction tool to upgrade it and whatnot.
Yep.
So friends, I managed to successfully download the game.
Excellent.
Going to sleep
Awesome.
crazy?
You just missed us getting completely wrecked.
Oh, perfect. So when you don't wreck the second time, it'll obviously be my contribution that got us there.
Yes.
Yeah, for some reason, I downloaded the game like 3 or 4 nights ago, and it didn't actually like unpack it, I guess. So
Oh, interesting.
yeah, I had 30 gigabytes to unpack.
Tired? You can't be tired crazy.
No problem.
Yeah.
I'd fight.
Yeah.
I had a few people say they couldn't make it as well, so.
Anybody
it's good to have
running
you guys
around?
here.
Anybody outside burning bodies? Watch.
Is
there are
the
some...
character you see when you go into the character creator random, or
It should be.
okay?
You should be able to set. You should be able to set it. If there is a random button as well, you should be able to set that to get
Yeah,
something a little bit more unique.
I got a very, very interesting character.
Sounds like you got a proper character.
I got the most proper character. Is there a channel in here I can throw it in?
Yeah, there should be. Just I think there's still a screenshots channel as well.
There we go. Screenshots art. This is my beautiful character.
Yes, the Robin Williams level chest hair lady.
Yes, I think I will
This is
play with
called
that as
Fractured
my
Veil.
character.
This is a early alpha game. It's a MMO survival game set in Hawaii. What we're testing right now is a siege. So basically, he's rebuilding the base right now, and we're gonna have a bunch of enemies come at us, and we're gonna see how well we can defend it against them.
Okay. All right, let me just repair this real quick. I'm guessing a few of you guys are gonna need some more weapons and ammo as well.
So I'll come back and start helping on that part.
Yep.
There's not much to record here.
Don't worry, I'm recording for you.
would prepare the top floor for you, Brandon, but it's not letting.
Let me see.
It's recording now.
Let me get Ephraim in here as well. Okay.
See, you got the old farmer shirt on there, Brendan.
Exactly. All right, Ephraim. Can you stand still for a second?
Yeah, I'm not moving.
Okay. All right, I sent you. Actually, there might not be. Is there room? Yeah, so I sent you a party invite. If you hit tab, go to party, you should be able to. You should be able to play. Should be able to accept the party invite.
Oh, nice. I'm the last person in the party.
Started refilling the weapons chest for you.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, I can see where you guys are at.
Hello, Mr. Kevin. How you doing, buddy?
Also included a special thing I noticed. Didn't get one. We'll include the health one.
Oops, sorry about that, guys.
Gotta feed the dog once in a while, Brandon.
And I'm here. Time to freeload off of all the work you guys have done.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I put a bunch of stuff in here in general, but let me. Once I just fix this real quick, I'll make sure you guys get set up with something.
So is there just 2 zones, PvE and PvP?
There's actually 4. So we're in zone 2. Zone 2 is when PvP starts. Zone 3 and zone 4, mutants are more difficult, and there's also certain mutants that spawn in zone 3 and 4 that don't spawn in the PvP, in the PvE and PvP 2 zone.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's it would actually be fun if we were in there right now because it's probably one of the scarier of the mutants, but
Oh yeah. Want me to spawn one?
no, wait till once our base is in a little bit better condition, we'll be good to spawn that.
Hey Coyote, on the second floor, crafting bench is your favorite weapon.
Oh, yes, my baby, my precious.
225.
There's some ammo in there too.
Fantastic.
So if anyone's sleeping
Love the
bags
fluffy.
got destroyed, let me know. What I might want to do is actually, I think we might need some more actual of those walls too.
Some extended clips, some forward grips, and some lasers for you too.
Excellent. All of my favorite toys.
Set time of day. I'm also going to do this just to make things a little bit easier on us.
So weird.
Also, I did want to ask also Landgig and Marco and Ephraim. So we do want to start getting some PvP events going. If you guys are interested, we can get a bunch of people from the community, maybe do like a community versus clan thing. We're going to be getting some gameplay feedback coming in next patch. So if you guys can hop in and let us know how certain things feel. Then once we kind of solidify some stuff with the PvP, it'd be fun to have some events. Us in the dev team will also be interested in actually participating in that too, just to see how fun everything gets.
First thing I did in this game was kill people with frying pans. See, I'd definitely be down to help test that.
Awesome, perfect.
We included a few extra presents around the base for you guys. If you look around, you'll see some stuff that wasn't originally in here. There we go.
Okay. How is everyone on weapons right now?
I'm good on
I'm
weapons.
Gucci.
Okay.
I got guns, but no ammo.
Oh, there's some ammo in the second floor crafting bench and chests.
Oh, okay, that would have been good to know.
Mr. Roulette, how you doing, Mr. Roulette? How's it going? It's going good. We're doing a little alpha testing here, Mr. Kevin.
Oh,
How's the wife happy? I don't know. When she pops in, we'll ask
Are there
her.
guns up too?
Bless you.
Yep.
There you go.
Sick leave.
Yeah. Not tomorrow. I'm going to the Ren Fair. Monday, though, I'll take off. Happily.
Okay. All right, let me get some stuff on me as well. All right, how's the base looking?
There's a
Foundation
hole
one.
on the very top floor that I can't repair.
Also, I'm going to leave some ammo in all the crafting benches for you guys. So if you run out, you can reliably go to the crafting benches for ammo.
You?
And medkits.
I don't care what Coyote says about you, Fluffy. You're alright in my eye.
Ah, thank you. Also, if anybody really wants a special toy, there's a real special toy on the bottom floor in the crafting bench.
I'm curious. I gotta go see what it is.
Do the attachments work for weapons?
Oh, the
Yes.
flare gun?
Yeah.
They're fun.
Yep. The quickest way to actually equip them too is if you already have the weapon equipped, just double click on the attachment and it should auto equip onto what you're using.
That's exactly how it worked. Nice.
I'm sure down the line y'all change the symbols from the generic one for everything, right?
Yeah, that'll be changing. I think the attachments are actually the oldest. Like they have the oldest images in the game.
So what stage are you at, Brendan? Like with the, is this alpha?
This is still alpha, yeah. Yep. So while you're playing, like, do expect some bugs, we try to minimize as many crashes as possible, but sometimes stuff does kind of slip through, but aside from that, it still is a pretty big foundation on what we already have. So once we hit early access, expect a lot more. Quite a few bugs that you'll actually be running into today. Some of them are actually already fixed on our end. It's just we want to make sure when we actually push that everything's stable.
And I don't know if did you ever hear about a bug with it was to do with a lot of us OCE people had issues downloading the game through Steam. It was actually just raised before, because I forgot about it and I remembered, and he asked like, "Is that fixed?" But I downloaded this time. I had no issues at all, so I'm guessing it is.
I believe so. It used to, because I remember it used to be really bad where I think like for some people they still have a longer wait than before, but I know previously like people would have a lot of failed downloads. That issue itself, I haven't really seen anyone have that issue since. I think the only issue right now is kind of like a little bit more on the Steam side where for some reason it takes a lot of people a lot longer to download or patch the game than some people. Good example is like for me, usually I have the game downloaded and patched within 15 minutes, but then we have other testers that for some reason it takes them, depending on their region as well, as it takes them like an hour. And it's not even the download, it's something with the servers that they're kind of throttled in what they're doing. But I know the bug that you're mentioning before, that's been resolved on our end, but there still is some issues that are just Steam related where because the game isn't actually publicly available technically, a lot of the resources aren't just completely tied to Fractured Veil yet.
Indeed. Yeah, it is what's referred to as we're not on a lot of replica servers.
Okay.
Yeah, I had some issues with the patch they pushed just before the test today, so it took me a little while to get in.
Yeah, even like I'm on the team, and even I actually spend, as Brandon can confirm, about 20 to 30 minutes per patch.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fun.
Same.
Yep. Which is odd because it's like I said, on my end it's 15. But I do know that before, specifically with Landgig's question, it was like they couldn't, like they're, if I'm remembering correctly, a lot of people either the download was way too long and it wouldn't install correctly, and you had to verify constantly, or it wouldn't.
Yeah,
it
we
just
did.
would not work. Yeah.
But it was only OCE people.
Yeah.
From memory, like it was all people that I was playing with. Only like very limited got in. But I downloaded this in I'm not sure how long, but it downloaded fine and uploaded fine. What's that?
Yeah. Oh, that's the flare gun.
Trying to shoot Brandon's body real quick.
Yeah, if you can ask the people who do have keys, if they can just download it and just see if they can start the game. Because if there are any people that are still having issues, I'd love to see their logs, or I'd love to kind of figure out how to resolve that as quickly as possible. But I know that was a problem in the past, and we've had people from OC region who haven't had that issue recently. I think probably since the Kickstarter. So just let me know if you do have anyone in EBC that do run into that issue, and we'll get that figured out.
I feel like I'm on an LSD trip with all these lights and bright colors.
At least you're not seeing the burning guy in the sky.
Oh, he's up there.
Okay, as soon as I repair this, I think we'll be good to go.
What's the difference? So server 1 is PvE, server 2 is PvP, then what is server 3 like a harder PvP version?
Yeah.
Yep.
A harder mobs. Okay, then server 4 is like the hardest.
If you go to the fourth area, which is at the very top, and you run into really, really mean things, yeah, you want to downgrade real quick.
It also has better loot. We're also in progress of updating the loot system even more. So once that patch hits, it'll be a lot different on what you're seeing. But if you want weapon attachments, if you want weapons, they are scarce in the 3 and 4, but you could find them. Definitely head there. But usually, if it
why
comes
are they
to
scarce?
depends on, because it like you'll find it if you're going through multiple homes or the stuff, but usually we rely on people killing the mutants at the moment and then taking their stuff to the vendors. I don't know if you were able to take your time to go through the Thorcon, but we have a vendor that's dedicated to having every single weapon in the game currently, at least until we get the economy kind of balanced and where we'd like. So the room that you spawn in, if you go downstairs, you'll find vendors and quest givers. Usually after going through the quest and killing some mutants, you're able to come back and buy the stuff you need.
Richard, are you shooting at me?
Never. I would never shoot at you.
Uh-huh.
Lord knows I would.
Gonna shoot your toes off.
Okay, let me try this now. Okay, cat's on the keyboard.
I can see through your legs, Richard.
My what do you call it? That one right pant leg or left pant leg?
Or is there anyone who currently does not have a weapon? Okay, I think we should be good then. Oops. There we go.
Is there a third-person view?
Hit B.
Press B.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
So previously, Landgig, we had it so that any of the mutants that you had during the seasons would give you currency. Hold on, my cat's on the keyboard. We're in the progress of changing that, so the reward actually comes after. So right now you can't loot them. For anything you can harvest them, you can burn them, but once the next update comes out, the actual siege rewards get presented to the player directly. I'm not sure if last time you played the siege system was even in at that point.
Question: Do the homicides disappear naturally?
Yeah, they'll break.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was that, Langig?
Just me, or is that guy unkillable? I shot him like 3 times in the head.
Which one?
One of the trophy collectors.
I've been killing them just fine.
Alright.
He just was built different.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on, I'm getting a message. I'm not sure if you were here as well. We did like the first phase of the player skill and talent system. So depending on what you're doing within the world, you kind of level up by doing. So right now, if you go to your talent screen, you'll see that whether you're dedicated to construction, using melee weapons, rifles, even pistols, you level stuff up and you can have bonus effects depending on the damage type based on that. We're still iterating on what feels right, same with like the talents that you see in that system. So getting feedback there just to make things way more enjoyable as people play.
So what should we be leveling by killing these guys for the siege?
I mean, that's kind of up to you.
No, but I mean, like, does it passively level something, or
Shooting.
So like, yeah, so if as long as you're using a rifle and killing mutants, you'll gain points in that skill.
I see my rifles is at level 2 right now.
Yeah.
If you heal damage, you'll get a medical.
And then each skill is tied to a specific talent build. And then you'll put points into stuff like that improves different aspects of the game.
One of my favorite is the parkour talent from the hunter tree, which disables breaking your leg as much.
Yeah. That's a nice one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have to break your leg a bunch to get that, right?
No, you just have to stealth or run around the world a bunch.
So we can harvest all these bodies for stuff, or
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And you'll get harvesting points.
Actually lowered the difficulty too much.
Yeah, it's a little easy, but nothing we can't
Yeah, a
handle.
lot of those guys are getting one shot.
Yeah.
Do the gunshot sounds, is it just my sound settings, or do they sound far away for everyone?
It sounds muffled, at least on my end too.
Okay.
Yeah, so the sound settings right now on this build, they're off. Actually, Garrett and I were actually testing the sound settings earlier this week, so we fixed a bunch of them. There's still a few that need to be fixed. But next build, you should hear a lot better quality. It's right now some of them sound muffled and the attenuation isn't there, but a lot of those issues have already been fixed.
Me and Brandon honed them in, and they are nice.
Nice.
Somebody's poisoned.
Yep. Because this build I think is about like 2 to 3 weeks old now.
So you have a lot of changes that just aren't here.
Yep. So not just changes to sound, but there's been damage changes, movement changes, because we're getting a lot of feedback where people were saying that it feels that we walk too slow and we run too fast when sprinting. The jumping has been adjusted quite a bit. There's a little bit of a delay on landing that we fixed. So there's been quite a bit that we've kind of iterated on, and once that's ready to come to production, we'll be looking for feedback on that stuff.
Yeah, it's like when you jump, you go really high and then you hang there for a minute.
Mm-hmm. And then the landing is like once you land, there's actually a little bit of a delay.
Oh yeah, there's like a stand time to it.
Yeah. And then previously, a lot of people were having issues with like breaking their leg from like falling it from like two walls high. So we've gone ahead and adjusted that on our end, so it's a lot harder to break your leg. You will take damage, but you won't actually suffer from the broken bones.
It's not Witcher level fall damage anymore.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, definitely the that movement change will be good.
Yeah, between the movement change and a lot of other stuff being polished, it's going to be a lot of fun once that update hits. But one thing we're really looking forward to, though, is getting more people in to PvP, because that's one area that we would like to see a lot more involvement, but also a lot more feedback on. Quite a bit of our community is more kind of PvE focused, so getting anything PvP related is going to be pretty valuable.
Just like the weapons and the stuff we're using now, are these like area or zone 4 guns and stuff, or?
Yeah,
so
a lot of these would be in game.
Yeah, this is like the top tier. There are quite a few other weapons that are going to be coming in as well, but this is kind of the stuff you'll be seeing within the next few months, or at least get to know.
Yeah, these seem to be doing a lot of damage to the enemies that are coming about.
Yeah, it's been, right now they're overtuned. Unfortunately, they're undertuned on players. If you want to go ahead and take a shot at someone, you'll kind of see what I mean.
Oh, you like no damage? Yeah, I just died and nothing hit me. Oh yeah, that did very little damage.
Yeah. So that's going to be changed quite soon too. So.
We got feeders.
Oh.
Is that what was killing me? Feeders?
Well, they eat the bodies and then they level up. I just call them feeders.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just started. I was at 100 health, and my health just started ticking down. There's nothing around.
Might have been poisoned.
Oh, maybe.
Or were you running into
most
the
likely
barricade?
Poisoned. Yeah.
He was poisoned.
Hey, it seems like the time to kill is very high with these end-game weapons on someone that has no armor.
That's it. Next round.
Indeed, it's going to be a finite balancing act with it, because I know there was a desire to not have it so where people could just get sniped from the top of a base, but
That's a part of
it
PvP,
takes
though.
time.
Yeah, with anything like that, you have to balance both the damage and like the expected armor values too.
Shotguns seem like they can do hip fire headshots
Yeah, shotgun is
20 feet away.
Yeah, the shotgun is probably the most overpowered right now. That's going to be changing very soon. So the dependence on that is going to be falling quite a bit.
Don't do it. It's a beautiful gun.
I mean, I enjoy the headshot sound.
At least like
Yeah.
have slug and buckshot kind of ammos.
Yeah, there's plans for different types of ammo. So I'm
Dragon's
not
Breath
exactly
plans.
sure when, but there's plans for that.
So the rewards don't differ at the moment on the different servers.
Nope. So
Okay, that's good because then
Yep.
Like smaller clans, I guess, can be on the PvE or the PvP too. What's the clan limit? 10?
Right now there's a party limit of 10.
Yep.
We're gonna be doing something called like a house. So it's like houses. So it'll be a lot more people that'll actually be able. That's what most of the clans are gonna be using, kind of the house system. Party is just kind of meant for like, oh, like let's get a small group together type thing.
Dungeon.
Yep, to do like a dungeon or just to kind of like roam around, kind of like go through different areas, get stuff done, kind of just cooperative play in general. But the house system, which is going to be dedicated more for the clans, will be something a lot more organized.
What was I say? Can't remember now. Damn.
Anybody have a shot on them?
On who?
Antibiotic. Oh, actually, I found some. I don't remember good.
Come back, get some. It should be.
So the AI for the sieges, what do they aggro on to Pathfind by default? Because it's not a person. Is it like the center of the base that they're spawned on? Or?
Totem.
It's the totem.
Okay.
So the totem has the highest priority, but they'll also look for different areas of the base that have damaged structures, so they'll prioritize those. If the player blocks their path or starts to shoot them and gains a certain amount of like aggro on them, they will start attacking the player.
Yeah, because one thing I noticed is that their spawn that they come from with the smoke, you can literally just stand on it and shoot them as they spawn, or watch them walk away from you.
Yeah, that on staging is actually there's already been a few things to address that. We're also going to be increasing the amount of aggro that you get when actually attacking them while they're making their way to the thing. So right now their focus is a little bit more on the base, but once the next patch hits, it's going to be a little bit more on the player, especially if they're more of a priority or a target that's kind of in the way type stuff.
Yeah.
That'll be a constant battle too. Just kind of making sure that people can't abuse AI, but that's why it's always nice when you get a bunch of people going and starting sieges and kind of getting a little bit more feedback, and then having some people kind of like game the system just so they can kind of make stuff that kind of works a lot better. We won't be able to fix every problem, but I feel like balancing it in a way that makes it enjoyable is going to be the most important part. Unfortunately for this siege, I ended up messing up the difficulty and made it like too low. Typically, the difficulty that you guys saw earlier when you first came on was actually right now the default. It was tuned way too high, as you saw. Like it instantly got rid of that tower. So that'll be changed.
Yeah, I was at the top of the tower and they took it out in like a few
was funny.
seconds. And I'm like, what? Did I walk off the edge?
I
And
got
then
that on
died.
video.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I was walking a picture of the tower, and I was just like, "Hey, there goes the tower. Oh, and there goes Cody."
I want that clip. Kind of like when we were diving off the tower at the beach. That was fun. Made that hotel.
I was gonna ask Landgate, how's the game performing since last time you played? Or how's it looking?
It's a lot better. A lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just sort of taking everything in and trying to get familiar with what's what.
Yeah, there's quite a bit, since there has been so much that's kind of changed. I think it would be good to actually start from scratch, see how things feel as well, just to kind of get those initial impressions and see what feels right. There is quite a bit that we have, and there's a lot planned, so I can guarantee it's probably a little bit overwhelming right now.
Yeah, I was just sort of thinking, like, I'm looking around and I'm trying to think, okay, why is the base here? I guess because it's nice and open. Like, I'm just trying to, like, is there like those sorts of systems in the games? Like, so would you build like a base near an iron ore deposit, or would you just build a base like wherever, like kind of?
So for this So for this specific base, it was just a good area, but in general, it's like what you want to do is there's going to be the kind of settlement system that is planned for the game. That'll be kind of where you'll want to make sure that you're kind of building your base towards. Resources are important, but I feel like the settlement system, once that in, it's going to be something that you want to make sure you're kind of building towards, as well as like because you're
Close access to
essentially
landmarks.
yeah.
And
So like
stuff like iron ore, there's not going to be one set place where you can find it. Right? So it's just going to spawn wherever on the map. So.
Is it going to be completely random, or will it will it spawn at this spot at this time every day, type deal?
it's not completely random. I don't believe we have plans to make it random, but
Static's good. Static helps
yeah.
the PvP.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
like the
But it is so plentiful, and it becomes more plentiful in the higher zone areas.
The more dangerous areas. Which
Correct.
makes it more fun.
are like, is there rare resources that are actually rare? Like they have limited spawns on the map.
127.
Yeah.
So
Okay, yeah.
127 is the rare resource right now that there's no nodes for it yet. There's plans for it to be actually harvestable. Right now, currently, you can only get it from both mutants and actually looting. You can get it as like a rare resource when harvesting the iron and sulfur and other nodes, but there was talks about an actual dedicated node to kind of be like a higher tier one.
It does make sense coming from the rocks and stuff, though, as it is a crystal.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And what are you looking at for the in-game loops? I guess like, does the player come in and like, so obviously resource farming, stuff like that, set up your base. But is there like an end game? So there's dungeons, you said?
Yeah, so there's dungeons as well. There's plans for some instance dungeons. I believe as well instance sieges, if that's something that we can kind of get to. But part of the gameplay loop as well is upkeeping of those settlements to kind of gain control over certain either resources. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on, my
Is this if you were to try and gain like control of a territory or an area, is it just purely location and resource based? Is there anything else? Like, is there certain mobs that spawn anywhere?
Yes, there's some mobs that only spawn in the higher tier areas. They're a little scary.
Do they drop anything, or they don't drop anything yet?
Not anything special yet.
They don't currently, but the loot system itself is being retooled right now. Hold on, I'm about to die.
Speaking of death, they got me, Captain. They got me.
Were you wearing a red shirt?
Nope, I had a yellow shirt on.
I died.
They're the next quickest to die. Oh no, that would
Indeed.
be orange.
The safest is Lieutenant Blue.
Yes.
Oh, they breached the
So-
base.
Oh, did they? Eventually, will you have like multiple skins for the same mob? I know that's does that make sense? Or is
You
just
mean-
so like these guys that throw acid or gas, will they have like 2 or 3 character models, or are they just going to stay with the one character model?
As far as I know, yeah.
Yeah, we're
got it, Rob.
we are definitely making them more unique.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think we have right now in the works 4 or 5 different trophy hunter skins, trophy
Yeah,
collector
okay.
skins
Nice.
rather.
How do you reduce your toxicity?
Antibiotic shot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I
I'll
can
put
drop it
Seige
in the base.
No, I have some.
Wait, someone just
Stay
shot me
kit
with a
still
shotgun.
works too, right?
Medkit didn't remove it.
No, oh, that must be coming later. Did we remove that?
Now, if you up some of your skills, you get a mild reduction
Yep.
with using a medikit.
Ah,
Okay.
that's right.
That's under one of the skills.
Man, I'm getting. Someone shot me with the shotgun.
Wasn't
Not me. I'm using my M1.
I'm like, why? I'm like, why am I taking damage?
Shoot.
How long do these sieges go on for?
So I think the level we're at, based on the modifier I used, I think we have one more wave. It kind of depends. If you have like a very small base with like a small tech level, so you'd probably only get like, for like a 4x5, you'd probably get like a 1 wave or 2, depending on what material you're actually basing your build off. The only people who really need to worry about like longer sieges are full metal bases that are pretty high, multi-totemed. The totem level is also factored into it.
Yeah, if you have a totem that puts off a shield, that counts for a lot more.
Will you implement a so like with since it's zone 2 PvP at the top of my screen, like while there's a siege on, will it say like wave 1 siege, 20 of 30 mobs left or something like that? Is that like a, or are you going to keep it completely random?
So there's going to be some UI changes to kind of keep you updated on what's actually going on. I don't know if we're going to go as in depth of being like X out of 40 or what for the actual kill, but we're going to make it a lot more user friendly, where you kind of get that user experience where you see what's going on instead of just something where it's like you're not completely sure. So stuff like the siege initiated, what wave, stuff like that is definitely coming in. Actually, we probably should have been using the flares.
Yeah, I just popped out
during the
light one
siege.
for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Now, how do these? I guess you said you turn the difficulty down so their health and damage is lower, or?
Right now, it only affects the amount. Stuff is going to be changed and tuned so that it will be. They will have more health or they will have more damage, but currently it's just the amount that spawn, but also the type. The trophy collectors, for example, sometimes you'll notice they'll actually have the green clouds and then the other ones have like the orange one.
Yeah, and there's a few that have like a mask on and are fully clothed.
Yep. So when it comes to those, that's kind of like the only difference in type right now. So the orange one will do a lot less damage because it doesn't leave behind like the poison cloud. But there's going to be some visual changes and then VFX changes to kind of indicate what actual tier there is for that specific mutant. I don't know the specifics on what else is planned for like the other mutant types, but I know that's kind of the starter for the trophy collector. So that'll probably be happening with other ones.
How do these compare right now to like the like open world mobs that you'd see?
So these right now, I think at least in this patch, they're pretty much equal. They're going to be changed so that they're not. Whether we make them stronger or not kind of depends on the difficulty of the siege once that gets factored in.
So if we were in a tier 4 zone, these would be like, would they scale or?
Yeah, the different zones, the higher up you get, the tougher the mutants get.
Yep.
So the tougher these guys would get too.
Generally speaking, the further away from the Thorcon, the starting area you get, the tougher mutants become, and the better loot you find.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, sadly, the most terrifying surprise doesn't spawn in sieges, though.
Actually, can you spawn too?
Yeah.
Is there different types of sieges? Like, can one siege be like mainly a melee focused siege? So like you got to kind of, I don't know, like presents a different challenge, I guess. Or is it all the one same?
So it depends on the tech level.
Okay, yeah.
The lower ones are actually more melee focused, but in general, right now they kind of all have the same flow. Right now
if we like maintained this base for say 4 weeks, would the same siege spawn every time, or is there like
with the current system? If you kept everything the same and maintained it, there wouldn't be a difference. I could find out about whether we plan on doing something so it kind of becomes incremental or not. I do actually like that idea because a longevity thing would actually be pretty cool.
It presents like different challenges at different times, and it actually you might have to set your base up for different. If you're facing a ranged siege or whatever, you might have more towers or something. I don't know, like where you can snipe from. I don't know. Or a melee one, you might have stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean we're definitely taking suggestions. Right now, you're kind of seeing just the initial the phase and then generation of the sieges, so things are bound to change. But also, we do plan on, or at least we are looking into the possibility of doing instant sieges, depending on what kind of level. So it would be more of an actual difficulty siege, but it wouldn't be something that would directly affect the server, depending on what you kind of built or where you built.
Yep, I'm down in the space is
I'm
falling
actually
down.
I'm dead.
Yep.
There's a boar on top of the
I'm
base.
down as well.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, he's on top of me.
Knocked down and poisoned.
Hearing the stalker, but oh, there she is.
There's a couple of them.
I think the stalker actually made it more difficult.
With them ambushing, yeah.
Shoot, I think all of my
Are you fighting each other?
No, they are beating someone's dead body. They are beating Coyote's dead body.
Coyote.
yes.
It's already dead. He can't be any more dead.
Apparently, they want to be sure with him.
Just keep
Man,
killing him.
and all of my
Oh my god.
apparently
I'm getting
all my,
chased.
all my beds are destroyed. So now I gotta run back.
Yeah, I think that the most of the base at this point is destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta run back.
I'm getting chased by.
Cheers for the stalker.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
Oh my god. And it's both. Actually, with the stalker, unfortunately, it doesn't help too much. But if you build a campfire and go near it, it'll campfire or a torch. It'll actually force it to go underground.
Don't like fire.
Oh yeah, they don't like fire. Or wait, these ones are the.
I threw a sleepless in there.
Oh yeah, so the sleepless ones won't get.
There
they
is
won't
a
have
normal
that
one
issue.
too.
Yeah. So the normal one will actually go away with fire.
I kind of feel like when you repair the base, we should just room off the boar and let him live here from now on.
Yeah, we're gonna turn this to Ark and we're gonna feed it.
I mean, he got up there. He deserves to stay, I think.
I agree.
I put 3 sleeping bags down and they're all toasted.
Did you see the one person who keeps pulling out a torch like, oh no, oh no.
Nobody spawns miles away.
Oh, that's what you marked there.
Did I kill you, Mark? Did it say?
I don't think so. I was out there with a frying pan.
Uh-oh.
You
Getting
teleport
killed.
Where you are.
Oh, that's the stalker.
Oh shit! That's cool.
I've been wondering what that thing I've been hearing underneath the ground is the entire time, and it was a stalker.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's the stalker.
Where'd he go?
So, are they all still in the base?
No, you're okay.
Oh well, I'm running up and gotta find my body to get my goods.
Boar is still here.
Oh yeah.
Looks like
What's you guys'
everything else
pet
is
now?
gone.
Well, I want to kill it, but I don't know where it is.
It's upstairs.
It's
The
upstairs.
boar or the stalker?
The boar.
The
The stalker, you gotta hang out. Just hang out away from a fire, and it'll try to ambush you.
Yeah.
It keeps. I hear the sound, but that's it.
Okay, so we're gonna keep. I think we've all decided to keep the board.
Yes, I
Can
believe
we
so.
domesticate
Yeah,
it? Can you like
boar.
just quickly add that into the game?
Here it is. Here it is.
Yeah, it's,
There ha-
Hot fix it in.
There has been talk of robots. So people people coming from Ark are always like, oh, tames. As nice as that sounds, the server resources that would require would be. But I think there's been talks about robots and a fabrication system, so I think that would be more reasonable. So
Central
that's
bot.
something more
All right.
exciting to look through.
Where's my
I
body?
harvested the stalker.
Come get my stuff.
All right, I gotta take off.
Yep. Just when we need to rebuild the base, huh? I see.
yeah,
No, I'm
yes.
kidding.
Oh,
Listen, guys, after all that, the total
shame
was
it's so
Yeah.
late.
All right.
No, that's true.
Did you guys get rid of my body already?
No.
No.
Where
no.
is? Okay, where is it?
But yeah,
Under the floor?
Landgig and
It's,
Ephraim and Marco. Basically, like the next few, we're going to be starting up play sessions again. So if you guys are interested in attending any of those, you can ask your clan mates as well. I'll be reaching out to other clans to see and kind of get stuff going there. If you guys are excited to do that stuff as well, I can get some sessions with you guys specifically.
all right, my
but-
body's under the floor.
Just
Yeah.
just
Well, no,
let me
we
know.
like PvP stuff. We get into PvP. So some of the guys that were coming today, some of them don't have access. They
Mhm.
didn't have.
Yeah, so I'll find out
There's
about that for you. But for this one specifically, it was just people
Yeah.
who did. Yeah. But when it comes to anything PvP, just let me know. As long as you guys are interested in that, it would be super helpful to get your feedback and then kind of see what your kind of concerns would be for specific aspects of the gameplay.
That Dupai gummy I put you through. So like they're a PvP oriented community. We generally play together in a lot of games, but like would love to fight them just to just test stuff and
Yeah.
whatnot. And they're grinders too. They're like hardcore grinders.
Random.
So for any-
me to where you are.
And Brandon, my body is under the floor right here where I'm standing.
Here, I'll do that.
Surprised you guys could build over it.
Yep. So what were you saying, Landgig?
There we go.
So have you put much time into the end game PvP and what that looks like and like why people are PvPing and stuff, or is it just it's just a system at the moment and it just needs it needs working on?
So it's a system
Or is
it's a system. So like there hasn't been too many adjustments to the balancing of the PvP, but it's something that we're starting to do. It's also going to be something that once the settlement system comes in as well, that's going to be something that needs to be looked at and how that factors into the PvP. So right now we're kind of focused on just balancing out the loot tables and the mutant kind of combat, as well as like general weapon damage, all that stuff first. And then once we get to the point where we're balancing a lot more of the PvP systems, that's when we're going to be reaching out to you guys and everyone else within the community, kind of getting a feel for what feels right. I mean, I came from Ark, so it's like I'm a little bit biased on there, but having kind of diverse feedback specific to people who spend a large amount of their time PvPing is kind of crucial.
Yeah, I was thinking like, so why would I raid someone? Is it purely because we're just not friendly? Like, is there like this like, am I better off raiding them for their resources versus time farming, or like, do they have dungeon specific loot stuff like that?
Coyote.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel you there, especially since like right now actually, as well as each each dungeon is PvP. Right now, there's no PvE dungeon. Whether that
cool.
changes or not, I don't think so. But there's definitely going to be a lot of factors that we're going to consider, and then we're going to be kind of weighing each thing to kind of see what feels right. And then that's why I said, like, when it comes to feedback, it's definitely something that's going to be very important. Yep, I'll teleport you now.
Are all enemies one-shot headshot with a gun?
No.
In like the tier 2 zones?
Butchers occasionally can take most headshots, but the M1 is usually a one-shot headshot.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I teleported. Is there anyone else who needed to teleport, by the way?
Me, Brandon, I've got to get my gear back on my body.
Okay. If you jump, you should, actually, someone just lit a body on fire, so you can't access it. If you jump, you should be here. Okay, I'm changing the time.
My body's under this floor.
Okay. I built over everyone's body.
You did.
Yeah, there we go. I'm sorry.
It's alright.
To access the dungeons, is it just like walking up to them, or do you need specific like things to access it, or?
So right now it's just you walk up to the place where you're teleporting, but they're going to be there is plans for a little bit more of in-depth actual stuff where there will be requirements. So it's not something, it won't be all of them that require something, but there are going to be ones that do have requirements for you to actually be able to get into them.
Some of them are soft requirements, like you should always have somebody with a torch go in first in the waterfall cave.
Yeah, that's more of just the initial implementation, but the kind of plan is to kind of have something more replayable in the sense where it's like you're not just going in there for resources or rye or currency. It's going to be a system tied in with something kind of more incentivized. We'll be releasing more information about that soon, though.
Yes, for the PvP side, so if you grind your dungeons, you get your rewards, and you use those rewards in PvP, stuff like that. But is it like is it just guns and resources, or is there
there's plans for other stuff?
Yep.
I just don't know specifically, but I know we'll know right around probably either the end of the year or sooner.
Yeah. And can dungeons be farmed over and over again, or are they? Because I know a lot of that has a lot of issues. If they are repeat farmable, and they are PvP focused, a lot of clans, if like they have special wards, they'll camp that. They'll basically run that dungeon, and no one will be able to get in. So like ways to counter that is like 24-hour cooldowns on specific things. So like if you were to get like a really good reward, like that then has a 24-hour cooldown and prevents that whole like stopping people from doing content. Because in Atlas, Mark would have got this as well. A lot of the big clans, they will dictate who goes into certain servers. Certain areas. Yeah. That's cool. Like I respect that. I like that, and it does generate like if you want this, you got to come and get it. But at the same time, a lot of casual players
locks them out.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fine balance, and it's like we're gonna be looking at a lot of aspects of that. I mean, I came from a large clan in Arc where literally we'd go to a server, and didn't matter if it was full, didn't matter who was on it, and then just because of how large our clan was, like people would just give us all their stuff, like all their tames, all their stuff, and because it's like they knew, they're like, oh, like we're on a kind of dead server where we have 14 people, and then all of a sudden the server's full.
Yep.
And then we're taking over all this stuff, so it's like we're gonna have some stuff where we're gonna have it's gonna be a complicated thing that we're gonna be looking through just to kind of determine what the best kind of approach will be, but I feel like it's going to be a balance where there's going to be some stuff that ends up getting blocked off, but there's not much you can do in those circumstances. But as long as there's options and choices, they're not as bad. But that'll be something for our design team to kind of keep them busy for a while, I think. Because I even remember like early on Atlas, like even for the Kraken, it's like people were just blocking people off from doing anything on the server, and
Yeah.
it's fun. It is fun. Like I have to say, like there have been moments where, especially like in Ark as well, when I used to play, like when people would be going into boss battles, you'd hear that like teleport sound. The whole server would be alerted from that sound.
Yeah.
So it's like we'd go to each
That's a cool
obelisk,
system.
checking to see where people are, and just kind of take them on at this point. I do like
Like
those things.
server events in Sea of Thieves. When somebody does a Fort of the Damned and you see the giant cloud in the sky, everyone's like, well, we know where we're going to go camp.
Yep. Okay.
Does the currency have a use at the main place right now, or?
Yeah, buy
Yes.
clothes, weapons.
So just about right now, just about any weapon that's in the game is available through the vendors right now. The only thing that you need to do right now is you do have the Rye currency, and a lot of stuff can be purchased by that, but you do need the 127. So you will need to start farming the resource nodes, killing mutants in order to get the 127 to take it back to the Thorcon and actually process it there. There's going to be other ways to actually get the 127 because it is going to be a rare resource, but right now it's just kind of farm resource nodes, go through different areas, points of interest with lots of mutants, kill them, stuff like that, bring it back to the Thorcon, and it's 127 is 10 energy once converted with 10 Rye.
Okay. And then, like, is there any other modes of travel other than walking?
Right now, walking is the main mode of travel. There are zip lines, but right now there's only one to the comm tower to the beach. I don't know exactly. There's plans for golf carts, and other fabricated stuff.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, golf carts sound fun.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly when those will be in, but those are something that the initial implementation is kind of there. So it's like that should be seen fairly soon, I hope. I just can't give an actual guarantee on the exact time.
Yeah, like the map doesn't seem too huge given your stamina and the move speed, but I think you said that you were tuning down the run speed. So might make the world a little bigger.
Yeah, so that's where the Veil travel system kind of is going to be kind of implemented as well. We want to kind of force people. A good example is like you want to try to force people into different areas of the map, but also one of the things that we had in this patch, it still needs work. If you go to the Veil, if you go to the Thorcon right now, you go to the Veil travel machine, you put in energy and Rye. You'll go to another version of this. So it's another server with the exact same stuff, but the plan is to have different biomes and different features and different, eventually different mutants and different other aspects of the world that are different from each kind of map that you go to. So there's a lot of plans for that. It'll be kind of similar to what you see in like Ark, where you travel from like island to scorched earth, but ours is going to be more of a rendition of a other kind of fracture of the same reality, just so it'll be similar, but there will be differences, different locations, different aspects of the world that you need to actually pay attention to, stuff like that.
So it'll be like the same
Fluffy, you're
base
invisible.
layout, but everything else changes, right? Like all the like POIs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
so-
recording earlier.
Yep, so it'll be stuff like that, but also some gameplay elements, and then some changes here. So it's like maybe different. It could be like, oh, this is a snow part, or this is a lava, or like this is like different kind of aspects of the environment that are going to be changing in different areas, as well as gameplay. Hold on, my dog is scratching me. Yeah, but unfortunately for me, you can finish your question.
Do you have So, thinking of the PvP loops again. So, it's like world events. Like it'll ping like something on the server. It'll be like a loot drop or a special mob or something like that. It spawns in on the map, and then what it does is like it says it spawns in 10 to 15 minutes, whatever. And then a lot of like that encourages PvP as well. A lot of people going there, they're fighting over this, whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm.
Like in Rust, it would be the what is it? Oh, the ship, the tanker, yeah. Stuff like that, and then a lot of people will go there and get
or like the
PvP.
helicopter or stuff like that.
Yeah. So there are plans to implement some stuff like that. So that I'm excited for that. We haven't really discussed specifics on that, but I know Ryan mentioned a while back that that's a plan during the Kickstarter. So we should be seeing stuff like that soon. That'll probably be implemented around the time the settlement systems are.
Yeah, I'm just wondering. I'm just thinking, like,
yeah, or like organic PvP from those is a nice way. If you get even like just a baseline thing that people can fight over, that's a good way to test out your PvP mechanics. Give them a goal which organically spawns.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
And then if you have the, I mean, I don't know how it works yet, but if I look at my map, I'm assuming. Okay, there's no grids. There's like a spot. Looks like it's got like a town there or a city. Like people building bases there and whatnot are going to get more PvP than people that are building out of like wherever.
Hey now.
Like.
No, it's true. It's true. Yeah. As for the grids, that's added in. This is like the first implementation of the thing, so it'll be a lot cleaner. But yeah, we used to have the grid things, which is why like for it, like I get tripped up on specific locations too, because the grid things used to be there, but that's coming in.
Yeah. And so I join a server, is that server 4 maps, or is it 4 separate servers for the 4 maps, like the PvE, like level PvP or PvP 1 or whatever?
So the zones at the top are all in the same world. As you go further away from the spawn, you go from zone 1, 2, 3 to 4. Is how I understood it. So
so you're still on the same server?
Yeah.
Yep. So you're still on the same server. There's just different zones. And right now they're organized in that way. That'll probably change to some degree, where it's not just kind of linear. It'll eventually be in kind of like a specific locations will kind of be under those systems. But the main thing that's going to be different kind of servers, aside from just kind of the same map, there is going to be like the Veil traveling to other versions of Maui, where it's like I mentioned before, where it was just like volcanic, Arctic, stuff like that. So there's going to be variations of different maps, but right now the PvP zone type stuff is implemented linearly, but most likely once the settlement system changes, a rework of that is going to be kind of present, where it's not just going to be like north is PvP, but it'll be very specific areas.
Hey there.
Hey.
Howdy.
Come on, Chuck.
Oh,
Howdy. There's a
going
present
alright.
for you.
How's it going, Chocolate?
So sorry. I got caught up
no
with
problem.
an emergency at work, and I didn't get off until just a little while ago.
I was late as well.
Yeah, no, I know. I had like a lot of people.
This is the alpha game I was telling you about, Paul. This is called Fractured Veil. This is the alpha of it. So as you can see, we're set in Hawaii currently. There's base building aspects to it, survival aspects. We just did a siege not too long ago, so like that's somebody's base over there. But yeah, this is called Fractured Veil, Mr. Paul.
The game is a lot more polished, and I think there's a lot more in it than there was when we last played.
Yeah. and right now as well too is we're kind of going through even more polishing. So I'm hoping by the time next patch hits that not only does like the combat feel better, but like a lot of the sounds that you guys were hearing earlier have already been addressed. So I was mentioning Chocolate is like the build that we're on is like 3 weeks old. So there's been quite a bit of improvements that have already come in. So I'm excited to get you guys into the next patch whenever it drops.
Nice.
Yeah, I think definitely when you guys are ready to start looking at like PvP and stuff like that. I mean, you're in our Discord, so if you say that you're looking for people, I'm sure we'll get something, or we'll have some people show up.
You know, I
What's
think
the question mark on the map? Sorry.
Those are markers. If you right click or if you double click, each person can put their own marker down. You get one per person.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
How do you
Yeah, no, I'll definitely be reaching out more often, especially since we're planning on having more sessions in general. So it'd be great to sit down with you guys individually, especially for anything PvP focused, because working on this game, I haven't been PvPing in other games, so definitely be good to get.
I do have a suggestion on the PvP side.
Yep.
It happens in DayZ on a certain mod, but an idea you could do is if you got a separation between who's like a real survivor versus PvP, you could do a system where the more people you kill, you might get what's called like a bounty system, where you have a character starts looking like somebody who's a killer. So in DayZ, if you were a killer, you would have like certain clothing only associated with that. And if somebody was a hero or a survivor, for instance, who did a lot more PvE, they would have certain attire that suited them based upon how much they do in the environment. So if you did a lot of building, if you did a lot of stuff like that, your attire will look a little more PvE oriented versus if you're a PvP, you look like a damn predator or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean there. I think one way to approach that would be kind of similar to what Landgig was saying, was where like you have kind of PvP specific gear, or you have PvP specific stuff. But I do know there was talk about having the drone actually focus on people who are going out of their way to kill more people. Kind of gives the incentive to people to go after certain people like that.
We also have a player and who runs a clan that is specifically devoted towards what he calls anti/wholesome PvP, where he'll hunt the people who kill players, and if you rob people, he'll break into your house, take your guns, eat all your spam, and steal your pants.
We had a guy did that in Conan.
Sounds a lot like me.
Yeah, but there has been some talk of implementing some settlement type stuff where there are going to be type of bounty stuff, as well as kind of the events that Landgig was talking about that are similar to Rust, where it kind of influences people to naturally PvP because there's incentives there. So there's definitely going to be a lot of event-based stuff that is going to be considered and implemented.
That would be my suggestion, though. That would definitely be mine. Like, if you kill a lot of people, like your face character gets like more red paint on it. Like if you're bloody, or you look like, it's kind of like a Sith thing in Star Wars: The Republic, where the more you're in the dark side, the more pale and evil looking your character gets. That's what I would suggest.
You could give him my broken eyes, Brandon.
Yeah, I mean,
give him my glowing red eyes.
There's a suggestions channel. If you want to suggest something, like I said, is we periodically go through that a lot and take a look at stuff that kind of lines up with the direction that we'd like to go through, and then kind of do stuff from there.
A good deal of
Is there
the building up.
achievements?
What was that, Landgig?
Is there achievements? Because you could tie that stuff to your achievements. Like if you've got 50 player kills here, you've unlocked a bit of red skin for your face if you wish to do that. Like you could tie it in with achievement stuff.
Yeah, I like the achievement idea actually. There hasn't really been talk, or at least I haven't been seeing or hearing anything about achievements in general, but I guarantee we'll be doing something like that once we get close to release. Yeah, I mean,
Completionists will love that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of that person. So once those discussions come, I'll make sure that we post stuff in the Discord or reach out to you guys to kind of get your feedback and input on stuff like that. I know I'll have some suggestions as well. So it'll be great to kind of discuss stuff like that with you guys.
I do get a quick question, Brandon. When the wave 2 or 3 went out, I think some of us had got like an extra code to use to give to somebody. Do you know if that was still valid or true?
I think it was tied to a specific tier. Rob would be the person to talk to on that. It was like kind of like a time-based thing, or a specific tier in general, but I would ask him if you're unsure about anything Kickstarter related, and he'll kind of get you sorted on whether that's something you'd redeem now or kind of get when the game actually hits early access.
Right.
I'd say definitely reach out to him.
Well, I'll be sure to throw my suggestion in the suggestions channel.
Yep. Dr. Chocolate, so I was going to say, unfortunately, I'm kind of a few minutes past the play session stuff, so I do need to get going, but...
Oh, no worries. Yeah, no worries at all.
Brandon,
but-
before you disappear, do you want to teleport me back to Qualcomm?
Yep. But I'll definitely be reaching out a lot more often. I think as long as you guys give me the go-ahead, because I know some groups don't like it when
I got him.
I'll
guests
show you the
post
build section
directly
in a
to
second.
their Discord, but
Paul, the
I
event's
want to make
almost
sure
over,
I'm
but
just
I'm
a
going to head
lot more
back to my
active
Discord
there,
and I'll show you a few things.
especially if there's any interest, whether it's PvP or PvP, PvE or PvP. Just let me know and I'll kind of.
If like I know a lot of our guys would love to fight Wanjin. Like as I said, like we're associated with them, and we're pretty good friends with Choc and that here, and more than happy to have like PvP with them guys. And I know it's easy, just once a fortnight. Hey guys, Thursday night or Friday morning, Saturday morning, whatever. We're jumping in for a couple hours, and we're gonna just focus on PvP, and we can look at what the in-game systems look like. We can look at like what needs adjusting and stuff.
Yeah. So I'll talk to the team about what you're talking about with Wanjin and then the other group as well, and I'll kind of get back to you on that and let you know. But
Yeah,
I think
Invictus Gaming are keen to it. Like, they've got a few guys that would be keen as well. But yeah, I mean, yeah.
definitely when you get a
Just let us
chance,
know.
link me. I think so. It was Wanjin EG, which is Evolution Gaming.
Oh, and Evolution Gaming, yeah. I didn't do
yeah.
Invictus, did I? Okay, sorry.
No. So definitely reach out if you have any questions or anything. Just message me directly. I can't guarantee I'll respond right away, but I will whenever I get a chance.
That's fine, bro. How it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will catch you guys later, and had a good time.
No worries,
I hope
thank
to
you,
do this
thank
again
you.
soon.
Take it easy, Brandon.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brandon.
I gotta
Have a
get
good
going
night, Brandon.
See you later, mate.
Yep. Later.
Nice
man.
to meet you all.
Yeah. Nice to play with you guys and see you guys again. Have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you guys soon.
Yeah.
No
See
worries,
ya.
you too, man. See you later.
By the way, Fluffy, I love the jackets.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Eventually, most of the clothing, as far as I'm aware, is supposed to become for both genders. Just currently, the leather jackets only on the women. But yeah, it comes in red, blue, green, off red, black, white.
Thank you, Fluffy.
You're welcome. I just ended up didn't realize your name was not capitalized because my poor teleport list didn't want to tell me that. All right.
I always forget. Where do you take out money out of your bank? Is that the 127 converter, right?
Oh, currently there's not a withdrawal, but you can just tap the pluses and it should take it right out of the bank for you.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that's one thing that is coming to like an actual manual withdrawal. Most of the systems just let you hit plus. There's only a couple things that still need to have it added, namely the research bench.
So you ready for Halloween?
Yes.
I thought fluffy creatures were scared of the mean stuff.
Ah.
Fluffy is the scary stuff.
Yeah. I'm the one that makes it, as everyone got to find out earlier when I was before the event, when I was popping in and leaving animals in people's bases for the fun of it.
Oh, they're just cute.
Hey, Fluffy.
Mhm.
Are the servers constantly up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, you are capable,
easy.
but the only time they're not up is for a very short window in the middle of the night the middle of the night, some night, like every other night where it resets. But
Yep,
it's like
yep.
a 15-minute window.
Yep. Because us and one Jin are they're from Asia and we're from OCE.
Oh, yeah. And yeah, they'll always be up. If you find a spot like that somebody's built in that you wish you could have built in, just it's currently the Veil travel system is set to 1 energy and 1 rye. So you'll actually be able to travel to the other Veil.
That's all right. We'll just go on a PvP zone and just
Oh, okay.
yeah. It's always good fighting some good friends and whatnot. Have some fun with it.
Oh, yeah. No, I get that. I'm going to throw out some 127 crystals for anybody who's at ThorCon that wants some.
I'm good.
Couldn't
Thanks.
work out how to get there.
I'll take a couple.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump back as well, but thank you for that.
Not a problem.
We'll keep in touch though. Work on getting some of those PvP tests done and whatnot.
Indeed, we're very happy you guys came, and we do appreciate the help, as well as hope you guys all had fun. And
No worries, thank you.
anytime you guys want to do anything or set anything up, just reach out to Brandon. We can get it all handled. And if you're ever playing and you just need a few things taken care of, you can by all means just message us, and I'll usually be able to appear pretty quickly to sort anything out.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks, mate. Thanks heaps for that.
Of course. You all have a good night.
You too. And Chuck, I'll catch you after the weekend, man.
Sounds
I'll
good.
chat to you after the weekend. All right. All right, see you guys.
Peace.
Peace.
The Fluffy.
Yeah, thanks for the invite. I'll
Yeah,
catch you
Sam.
guys next time.
Anytime.
Sam sent me a package, Fluffy. Give me a nice little Fractured Veil poster.
Ah, nice, nice. You gotta like it when he sends those things. Yeah. Oh, it's funny because the very first time he sent out posters, only like 5 of us have them. But the company that made them wrong, and it's actually only the center of the poster, but blown up to be the entire poster size.
Say, oops.
Oh yeah, we were just like, nice, ultra collector edition.
The rare collection.
Yeah. No, there's also a lot more stuff. It's supposed to be coming out in the merch store as time goes on. I'm waiting for the Bug Hunter bucket hat to come back.
Did you ever see that video I had made for Fractured Veil, Fluffy? The one where I was in the recording studio doing voice lines?
No, I did not.
Yeah, I did a few months back. I was in the studio and I wrote a couple of characters and a storyline, and I did voice acting for Fractured Veil.
Nice.
Had a lot of fun with it.
Oh, that's definitely a fun one. I did not know that. That's awesome. As far as I'm actually not even sure who half the voice actors are. I know that there's a very short trailer that has me doing kind of one of those the pharmaceutical commercials where they'll be like side effects include blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, one of those.
Yeah, it has me doing that for Veil travel.
Side effects may include,
Nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, baldness, insanity, mutations, being trapped in an alternate dimension where you may not be able to escape from.
Here at
Here at Veil Corps, we apologize for all inconveniences.
I'm going to send you a link, Fluffy. If you go to the time frame of... Where's it at? Let's see if I can find it real quick.
Aren't you meant to be on with Jamie tonight, Fluffy?
Right. Like I said, that will continue on the data lines.
What was that, Speedy?
Aren't you meant to be on with Jamie tonight?
In about half an hour. Yeah, about to leave in about 15 minutes.
Ah, about half an hour ago.
Nice, let's see.
So what you'll hear at 3030, that's one of the lines that I did for a character I created for FV.
Nice.
And you can hear my best scream.
I've got it up right now. Let's see.
Traitor! 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 How dare you call me a traitor? I, who existed before this pitiful universe ever came to be. I, who watched your first fracture into my world. When I dispose of your pestilence, I shall bring forth true power for all to see.
Ooh, dude, that was good.
So the character I created, there's two parts to that character. It's called Dr. Cayman Fayar. And basically, kind of like a dungeon, basically a character I built for a dungeon. So as you're going through the dungeon, you can hear over the intercom this character who's taunting you the whole way through it. And storyline-wise, the way I wrote it was you meet a quest giver, basically. She goes with you, theoretically. You go through it, and he's taunting you, he's messing with you as you're killing bosses, going through the whole thing. At the end of it, you actually face this big boss, where you come to find out that he is actually a being that's from another dimension. So when Fractured Veil happened, it tore like a window into his realm, and he came through it, and he's just been checking out and exploring it. So you and the players, if you will, you push him back and throw him back through that portal that he was trying to open up, to connect his dimension in the universe with this one. And eventually you do beat him, and he's telling the players, he's yelling at them, as you would see through the rest of the video, telling them that, I was here, I was here, long before, you ever were here, he's like an ancient being, and he gets sent back, and he's telling them, I'll be back, and when I do, I'm gonna kill you all.
Yeah, dude, that voice is great. Like, that is hyped, and I can already imagine exactly where that one fits in.
Yeah. So that's things like I've shown Brandon, Sam, and some of the others, and I told them, I said, when we get to that point in stage, I've already written the storyline and stuff, the characters and all that. So, that's just, if you will, my, I show them what I can do, and what I like to do and what I like to have fun with.
Yeah, no, that was awesome too. That was you having fun. That's badass. Like, that was good. That was real good. But yeah, no, I can't wait till we get to that point. That's one thing. I'm a big lore junkie, so it's one thing that Sam has to keep me away from. Otherwise, I sit there and I end up divulging too much lore.
I was working with him on that, because what initially got me into it, because I was offering it up to Ryan. I said, hey, look, I'm a published author. I said, and when I first backed the Kickstarter, back when it first came out, I said, hey, I got an idea, characters and things, and I ran it by him, and he was like, it's a pretty cool idea. And I've done it with 3 games now in particular. One of them is Stormright, and then this was another one. Basically, the characters from my novels are the characters in each of these games, but they're kind of unique to it in the way of, they're based upon my characters, but how they are in that world makes sense. Like the character in this one is Rosendale Dakenforth, who's posing as a scientist. Well, in my novel, she's actually one of the heroes of my novels, and she's like pretty badass and all that. And then another thing, another game, it's the same character, but she's there for different reasons, so it fits into the scope of those people's games. It's kind of like my not a trademark, but it's kind of like, you stick with it. It's kind of like my I guess you could say maybe a trademark.
Yeah, you can almost say your trademark, or you're almost like an MO. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I have a small habit to do it with. Most of the games I work with all have some weird Fox associated figure in them that just sits in the background.
The recording of that clip is 45 minutes, but I was in the studio for about 3 to 4 hours.
Damn. Yeah, I've heard studio recordings take forever. Just, well, I mean, you got to they just get it ultra right.
Not so much ultra right as there's, I think in one of them, I do 2 bloopers in that clip where I'm reading the lines, and this is stuff I've written, this is stuff I wrote, so it's not like somebody else wrote it. And I'm reading the line, but what I'm thinking and what I'm saying were 2 different things, and I catch myself doing it, I'm like, oh, fuck.
I know exactly what you're talking about, too, there.
You can have a great line, you can be like, your biggest scream and yelling and everything, then you realize you mess it up, and you're like, damn it, I gotta do it again.
Yeah, no, I have done that myself so many times. Even just like typing something where I'll be like looking at a thing and I'll be typing it and then I'll be sitting there thinking, well, maybe. And then I look over at my thing and I'm like, and by doing this, well, maybe. Yeah, no, I get that. No, that was really freaking nice. That is a lovely. I can't wait for this. This is going to be nice.
Yeah, hopefully I can hopefully I can flesh it out a little bit more. But hopefully if I get one of those lead positions, or at least be able to do some of those characters, I will give it my damnedest and try my hardest on it.
I mean, you definitely got my vote if Ryan never asks about it. I'm a lot lower level than Brandon, so mine doesn't count for as much. But I do talk to Ryan regularly, so I'll definitely pass it along when time comes.
Yeah, I met him back when. Very first wave 1, back then, he helped me build a stone-based castle, and he was telling me and some of the other guys, y'all are the, first introductions, you're going to be the ones that give us a lot of feedback and stuff, so that's how I first met him. Nice guy.
Oh yeah, he's super nice. I met him back before the Kickstarter waves, back in the original batches of testing, and I was just running around, killing mutants, trying to see... just doing speedrunner style stuff to see what could break, and all of a sudden he just pops up behind me naked holding a machete. He's like, ah!
It's a naked man.
Oh no, it was even worse. He had made a female character, so this naked white-haired chick just popped up behind me. It's like, oh god, what the heck? I'm gonna die. It's also my first actual direct interaction with another player in game, because I normally avoid people.
Sometimes it's for the better.
Yeah, I played a lot of Rust when it was Legacy. Then when it got to its modern version, it got hyper PvP focused. I kind of pulled away from it.
For me and my novels and the characters that I do, there's always I guess my trademark is colors. So colors usually signify something or make something or matters to a degree. So for example, my Rosendale character that I use in games and everything, she has a gauntlet that she wears on her left hand, and it's silver, but the crystal that's inside of it will change colors depending on what she needs to do. So if it's blue, you get like a lot more healing, protection, force fields, barriers. It's a lot more defensive. If it changes to red, you get like fire, flight, and more, if you will, fire-based abilities. Green, more earth-based, black, death-based, so on and so forth. So colors in my novels and everything are my trademark, where you see characters, one might have a red cloak or a blue cloak or a red or an orange cloak, and they all just, that's just my trademark in everything I do. It usually means something.
That's pretty nice. So you said they're published. Could you send me a link to one of them or an author list so I can look at them?
Sure, I'm going to send you one now. This one's on Amazon. If you want the audio version, which is read by my good and UK friend, you can do that. Or you can get Kindle, you got everything.
Nice.
There you go. That should be the link to it.
Thank you.
That was my very first one I ever wrote.
Nice.
It took me 2 years to create it because I had to create the characters and the storylines and stuff like that. So you can imagine, how many brain cells I lost trying to make it.
I get it. one of my buddies, he hasn't written any novels, but he writes D&D lore modules for the makes adventures and stuff. And now after over the years, he's also been like, but it gets a lot easier. He's said, so yeah, no, I get it. The first one's always the hardest.
It's evolution. It's what we call it in the writing world, but also it's once you've written out, like for me, the first novel, once it was written out, everything else after that was easy because I didn't have to establish nothing. All I had to do was just write a good story.
Yeah. No. Sorry, I was looking at it real quick.
It's all good.
Though, I do have to run as well. It was nice talking to you, and we'll definitely have to do this again. I'm actually gonna probably end up ordering one of these, or at least get it on Audible. We'll see which one I feel like.
If you do check it out, let me know what you think because I have the second and third ones, pretty much written out, but I never published them because I needed to see if it would be, shall we say, worth my time. I mean, because I got the 3 main titles, 2 that are set in the first book, so they're kind of like sequels, but prequels, or whatever you want to call them, that's set in the actual events of the first novel, kind of like expands on the territory. I created it for anime, for manga, for film. I did all that shit when I created it. And if you read it, you can see why and how I created it like that. But I would like to know if you think that the story itself is good enough for me to continue it.
Yeah, no, I will definitely look into it. Definitely.
Yeah, just be sure to give me some feedback and let me know, man.
Heck yeah. No, I will. That will not be a problem. Not be a problem at all.
All right, appreciate it. Well, good chatting with you.
Good chatting with you too. You have a great night and take it easy.
I shall. Take it easy.
Thank you.
All right, Speedy, you take it easy, buddy.
Yeah, no worries, and you.
It is so dark. I love the fact that the moon actually moves. That's a good shot right there. Paul, you still there, Paul? Where you at, Paul? Oh shit. Just realized I'm getting thirsty. Where's my paw at? Have they fixed Marauders yet? moon go? Sunrise shouldn't be too far away. Always remember, if you're winded, just lay down and you'll get your stamina back. Good old Thorcon. Definitely looks a little different. Alrighty, well, that was a little Fractured Veil, did a little Siege, a little more information for everyone out there. We will catch you later on. I'll be back here shortly. I'm going to end this stream and then start up another one. So, always a pleasure hanging out with the Fractured Veil team and the other players new to Wave 3 and 4, upcoming 4 I should say. So, we will be back here shortly, and hopefully we get some more fun and adventures in. So, take care. And have a good one.